So for a while now, I'm just thinking about making one of these just about one building without, copping out. So I thought, why can't it be the Westminster building? You see, that's what it says up there, the Westminster building. I have to give some context, right? Especially when it's as adorable as the Bank of Nova Scotia over there. There's that. And there's this. It's kind of cool, I guess. There's the hill, there's the SkyTrain, it's cool. Definitely the SkyTrain is cool. So let's just see. Let's just see what we discover when we... Oh, there's a lot of blue light. Sorry about the blue light all of a sudden. But if you want to look in the window, I guess you gotta put up with some blue lights. Not as neoclassical or something. Is the outside, is this sort of an Art Deco? And it's a weird one too because it's really special. Yeah, you go by this building all the time. I was sort of putting you on there. I've been here before. Oh yeah, I was gonna go out like this, see? Because it's on a hill. It's kind of cool for a building to be on a hill. And actually, this is where we were yesterday, but I foolishly rushed through because, as you will most certainly recall, there were some pretty neat buildings in here. I particularly like these two coming up. Atelier and Devo. Atelier and Devo. Atelier and Devo. I don't even know what French sounds like, unless somebody else says it. But I know it's probably pretty close. Unless they're Spanish. It might not be very good French. But yeah, this is cool. I really like this. I like old things. I often wonder why people don't just build it like this. It's obviously an awesome looking thing, and it's just a brick facade. I mean, it might not actually be just a brick facade, but it could be, and it would look like that. And with global warming and all that, we can't burn too many more precious fossil fuels heating buildings. And so smaller windows would be a welcome bit of diversity and well, certainly a way to save energy, money. We need to rescue ourselves from global warming before it gets us. Oh, my politics is going to shine through here now. So, yeah, we went through with all the cutting our contribution to global warming, and now we don't have the infrastructure to save a friend and make tons of money in the process. That's a result of our climate change policy. I'm not willing to concede that as a result of government action anything was saved. How can you take seriously people that just pig out all over the place? Like, they're famous for just flying around and spending money. I guess he thinks that he's Marie Antoinette. Yeah, and this sort of an interaction between Ukraine and Russia, it's pretty likely that was going to occur, wasn't it? And a lot of the solar panels, you know, it's just that's money going straight to the Chinese Communist Party. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's change. There's changes brewing. I could have predicted this. Any idiot could have predicted this. Uh, but more so, people who've spent a lot of time listening to people who are now feeling a little bit too confident in themselves and angry, and I feel like heroes, right? There's a dangerous crew brewing, if you ask me. Dangerous crew brewing, yeah. How could it not be? They've been antagonized to no end. And Canadians are crazy. I don't think that many of them are that crazy, though. I don't know. But, you know, the old idea about avoiding violence at any cost, that's what those protesters should have remembered. Just kept completely non-violent. And blocking a border is a kind of violence. I don't like calling things violence that aren't violence, but I'll call that violence. Because it would have probably, who knows, what effect it might have had on someone. Keep track of all of it. Yeah, they think that they're going to fight for freedom by eliminating people's freedom to enter and leave their own country. That never made sense. That's the stupidest thing they did. I was against that from the beginning. Anyway, yeah, so in Italy, you know, they've elected this fascist woman. And so I think it was on Dave Rubin, he's talking about that, and he's saying, oh, look at her. They're calling her a fascist. And then he had a quip from her, and I'm listening to her. Yeah, that's, you know, she's not reading from the playbook or whatever it is, but yeah, that sounds an awful lot like a fascist to me. I mean, there's some similarities. Fascists are big on keeping the family together, right? So that's just a similarity. Yeah, they're like fascists in that way, but a lot of people want to keep the family together, and they're not fascist. Yeah, no, that's a country that's had to deal with a lot more immigration than Canada has. So, however they want to look at that, it's their business, as far as I'm concerned. The future for Europe looks quite bleak because of the war in Ukraine, especially. It's going to drive a lot of people into real desperation, and they'll be coming north. I think that this war in Ukraine that was fought so that Biden and his sort of cronies, whoever money people are making off of this, whoever it is that's making money off of this, like, let's put it that way. If you find who's making money off of this, that's who's making this happen. It's a horrible thing for Ukraine. Ukraine was used like a puppet. What is it? It's not called a proxy. Yeah, I think it is. It's called a proxy war. It's clearly a proxy war. The United States, these Democrats that were elected in that so-called election, elected a guy that helped make this war happen.